filling in for Alex today, but we will have plenty of original content for you from Alex Jones here on this Sunday. All kinds of great stuff coming up. Of course, the biggest story right now is the Obama deep state and everything that's going on inside of the White House and the former White House administration as far as trying to bring Donald Trump down, bring his administration down, and delegitimize his presidency. The attacks are in full force. Alex broke that down earlier today, and we will be going to those clips in the first hour. You will be hearing from Alex Jones. That's not all we've got today. I was at the March for Trump yesterday here in Austin, and this was actually a March for Trump that was around the world, or around the United States at least. And we'll talk about what happened at the March for Trump yesterday. We've also got some news coming out of illegal immigrants and some sad news, but real news that needs to be covered because they'll tell you Donald Trump is lying about it or he's racist. And again, folks, this is the biggest story right now. And a lot of people can't really comprehend the seriousness of it because they've been living in La La Land for so long, or they've been numbed by sports or television entertainment. The reason why Donald Trump is under attack from the establishment, from the Democrats, from the GOP even, the reason he's being undermined by the media, undermined by every wing of the political establishment, is because he is for America. And most people don't understand the gravity of this war that we're in right now. They don't understand it. They think that this is just politics as usual. And because their involvement in the political process this year has been such a vitriolic Trump bash, they just think that this is par for the course. Oh, of course Chuck Schumer is going to say all this stuff about Trump. Of course Nancy Pelosi is going to say all this stuff about Trump. Of course Trump is Russian. This is just par for the course. It's Trump after all. He's so bad. Of course this is what we're going to get from Trump. But the truth of the matter is this is not par for the course. These are the most unbelievable times that are going on right now. And it's almost as if you wonder, in 1776, the people that were forming this nation, the ideals that brought us here, did they know the revolution that they were starting? Did they know how long their ideals would last and the country that they would build and the freedoms that they would ensure and the impact they would have on the world? Did they even know? Did they even know what 1776 would mean to the world? Do we even know right now how important Donald Trump is? Do we even know right now the seriousness of the undermining of the Donald Trump presidency? What is really going on here, folks? But of course, we do know. Of course we know. We've been following this for decades now. All the prior administrations, George Bush and Barack Obama, if you want to be specific, but if you might as well go back to Clinton too, because he's undoing all of this Clinton mess too. He went up against Clinton in the last election process. So you might as well throw the Clinton administration in there. So let's just take those last three administrations. Donald Trump is the first president who got into the White House for you. Donald Trump is the first president that put it all on the line for the Republic. See, we've never had a president like that before. That's not Bill Clinton. That's not George Bush. That's not Barack Obama. They had other agendas. They had people behind them pulling the strings. And that's why you've never seen an attack on a president like you have Donald Trump, folks. Because the same powers that be that have been trying to bring this country down are the same powers that are threatened by Donald Trump, who is a true president of the United States. We're going to hear from Alex Jones on all of this on the other side. This is the Alex Jones Show on a Sunday. We'll be right back with Alex Jones.
This is an emergency message to President Donald J. Trump. The globalists are openly announcing their plans to overthrow your administration elected by the American people because you have dared to actually restore our republic and set up a constitutional system to actually empower the American people. There's almost $3 trillion already added to the stock market. We see the best numbers with small businesses since the Reagan recovery in 1984. And that only makes the Democrats and Republicans in the power structure more angry at you. Sir, you must launch an 8 o'clock every night of the week special report fireside chat where you go directly to the people countering the lies of MSM and their fake news and their disinformation every day. If you launch this and there's a set time, you will go from the top-rated media personality in history to absolutely dwarfing that and breaking the back of the enemy media once and forever. I'm about to break it down live in this special report. These arrogant globalists thought they defeated humanity. But the truth is, whether it's Obama or George Soros, they're losers. Everything they had, everything they threw against us failed. Now, just because we defeated these tyrants for now doesn't mean we've won the war. The war is happening within our hearts, within our souls, within our minds. We have to be good. We have to be pure. We have to be strong. We have to build prosperity. And we have to bring everyone of every race, color, and creed together if we're going to truly defeat these tyrants who believed we were going to fail, who believed their divide and conquer would work. Yes, we've won the first phase, but the battle for the soul of humanity has just begun. But Obama and Hillary and Soros, you were losers from the day you were born. This is the heart of 1776. You're a white male!
It's also what happens when you listen to the radio host, Alex Jones.
Move, bitch! Get out the way!
We pledge allegiance to one flag, and that flag is the American flag.
Infowars helped fuel the rumor that President Obama is an ISIS supporter.
It's been a cozy relationship.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this live Sunday emergency feed. I'm Alex Jones, your host. We've got the radio show coming up 4 to 6 p.m. tonight that I'll be hosting with Owen Schroyer, but I had to go live at 1:09 Central Time directly to the American people and directly to the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Again, it's Sunday, March 5th, 2017. I'm not going to really tell the President something he doesn't know, but I'm going to tell the American people some things that they may not know, but also just encourage the President to know that we, the people, have his back and understand what's happening. It was right after the President won the election last year that criminal elements of the intelligence agencies and the bureaucracy that Congress has handed our power over to, the people's power over to, began to openly announce they were planning to overthrow the President. And we had countless reports on this. One of them was put up in the middle of December, dealing with the fact that the CIA was developing systems and ideas and propaganda to sell the idea of overthrowing the Trump election or even assassinating President Trump. The headline, of course, was Maximum Alert. Rogue CIA working to overthrow Trump election. Now, if you look at the headlines today in CNN, the New York Times, you name it, Obama's silent coup versus Trump. It's everywhere. Obama came out in the New York Times on Thursday and admitted, we leaked intelligence to the press. We're going to overthrow Trump. Holder said, Obama is coming like he's a messianic god. They admitted in other reports that they had wiretapped Trump, General Flynn, and others. And I'm going to go over some of those reports. Here's one out of Hearst Publishing. FBI granted FISA warrant covering Trump camp's ties to Russia. And it's been in the news that they spied on myself, Roger Stone, you name it, as if we're Russians. This is truly asinine. But what is amazing about all of this is that now they've come out in the news thinking everybody's so dumb, and I'm getting my message to Trump here in a moment, that they came out in articles in the New York Times, the Washington Post, all the usual suspects, saying over and over and over again that it's insane. No one wiretapped anybody. Nobody spied on Trump or his people, thinking we're dumb that they didn't spy on Flynn and release the transcript of him saying to the Russian ambassador, yeah, we'll set up a meeting about sanctions with the president. That's not discussing sanctions. That's saying, yeah, you want a meeting about sanctions? We'll do it. That's not discussing the sanctions. It's saying we'll set up a meeting about sanctions. Totally normal for an incoming national security advisor. So Obama administration rushed to preserve intelligence on Russian election hacking. They admitted that last week, but now they come out and say in the New York Times, Trump seeks inquiry into unproved allegations that Obama tapped his phones. What? They tapped Trump Tower when Flynn was there making the damn phone calls. You can go show where they admitted that in the very New York Times. I mean, this is insane. But again, they think the public's dumb. Trump citing no evidence. It's well known. Like, Trump claims the Atlantic Ocean exists. They admitted that they were tapping the phones at Trump Tower when the incoming president was running his operation out of there. And that's where the phone calls where General Flynn, the incoming national security advisor, talked. Wow. Trump accuses Obama of Nixon Watergate wiretap, but offers no evidence. They admit they were tapping his whole operation and could come up with nothing. The House Intelligence Committee chairman on Monday came out. You can Google it, and said, we looked at their so-called evidence. There aren't even phone calls with the Russians, any of them in the campaign. There are once he's transitioning to president as president-elect. That's Nunes, the head of the committee. Again, Trump knows we're a low attention span population. He loves us to death, so he puts these out in tweets. And then they just sit there on the New York Times and tell you none of this happened when I'm giving you a complete roadmap of it. Trump, again, is dead on. Trump's claim about Obama wiretap him is indefensible. Oh, my God, the Washington Post. So his aides aren't even defending it. Total lie. It's indefensible. Oh, my God, it's indefensible that they all announced they were wiretapping Trump Tower and listening to every damn word the president and his adjuncts said. But technically, it's not called a wiretap because they didn't tap it there. They grabbed it in the phone system after it left there at the telecoms. So they're playing games with semantics here. Trump's evidence for Obama wiretap claims relies on sketchy anonymous source reports. Oh, really? The New York Times going, we got from the Obama administration the transcripts of Flynn talking to the Russian ambassador when he said he didn't. Then they go, oh, actually, he did say he talked to him, just not about the sanctions. So this is next level lying. And the president is on target. But I think, Mr. President, you need to come out with an address to the nation and say, I called for this country to have its taxes cut and regulations cut and to help small businesses and all the great things that you've done, sir. Lay that out. And then they come out with more bull that Sessions from Alabama, from the Army, the cleanest guy in the Senate, says in a confirmation hearing to Al Franken, were you or any surrogates in the campaign, involved in the campaign, speak to the Russians about the campaign? No, I didn't. Well, wait a minute. You met with him twice last year. Yeah, as the head Republican on the Armed Services Committee. That's what they do. Pelosi met with them. All of them met with them. We have all the photos coming up. But again, Trump's hitting them back. It's beautiful. The problem is they continue to try to bypass everything the president puts out to unify the people with new lies, and it signifies that rogue elements in the government, because Trump can't even get people hired at the CIA, at State Department, because the government's so full of traitors. There's all these operatives log jamming and sabotaging it, admittedly. They say they're not letting him get in because he represents the American people, and the criminal bureaucracy and the elites believe they own this country.
That's Alex Jones' special report. We're going to have more from Alex Jones on the other side. Be sure to support us, folks. Infowarsstore.com. Get your Trump-Pence 2020 T-shirts. We need to support Donald Trump more than ever. Be right back. Alex Jones on the other side.
The problem is they continue to try to bypass everything the president puts out to unify the people with new lies, and it signifies that rogue elements in the government, because Trump can't even get people hired at the CIA, at State Department, because the government's so full of traitors. There's all these operatives log jamming and sabotaging it, admittedly. They say they're not letting him get in because he represents the American people, and the criminal bureaucracy and the elites believe they own this country. And Trump has proven himself to be real with $3 trillion in the stock market just since he got elected. All of it, even Bloomberg admits, driven by small businesses and people believing in America again. And the amazing executive orders he's put in saying you won't be penalized $5,000 per employee or individual for not getting Obamacare. And the news won't even tell people the penalty's gone. It just goes on and on and on. So it is very, 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 very exciting to see what he's doing. And the elites are pissed. Now, I saw this Thursday night, and Friday I went on air. Everybody heard me, and I said Trump's first mistake was getting rid of Flynn. His second mistake was telling the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, to recuse. I said, I can't believe Trump did that because what both of them did was completely normal. Now, we know in hindsight that Flynn got called in and chewed out by the vice president. I don't want to get in a fight with Pence. I don't think the guy's bad, but he's from that Republican establishment that just are wimps. They still believe MSM. And he got surrounded by Mad Dog Mattis and the rest of them. And he said, look, I'm just going back to work in private contracting where I can get 10 times the money. I've tried to help the country. I exposed Obama running Al-Qaeda and ISIS. I resign. Trump, the word is, and this has now come out, didn't even know until he got word of it. Same way Previs, and I said this on Friday, calls people in and says the president wants you to resign. And they go, let me talk to the president. The president goes, I didn't do that. And the people are still there. This is the stuff that's going on. And it's not even so much that they're globalist operatives, is it's power plays, Washington power plays that are going on. Where these people all want their particular power, and these guys are in there measuring each other's Johnsons instead of trying to save the country. Only Trump has the vision. It's true. To understand what's happening. And I said, I can't believe the president did this on Friday. What came out on Saturday and Sunday? The Hill. Trump furious that Sessions recused himself. And we got video coming up where they're shooting video through the window of big screaming matches going on with Jared Loughner and Jared Loughner, the son-in-law, and of course Bannon and all the rest of them, Kushner and Bannon and the rest of it. So all this is happening, all this is going on. And of course, now we learn Trump said, what the hell is this? We don't sit there and let them get rid of our good, clean attorney general and now put a prosecutor in that Obama put in, an investigator at the Justice Department. Oh, in the Justice Department, 99% Obama people tell Sessions he ought to recuse himself. So he does, because Sessions is so clean, he says, sure, he doesn't get the point, is they're going to bully and intimidate every member of the cabinet. And Trump can't be bullied or intimidated, but almost all the rest of them can. Previs is a guy that collects money for the Republican Party and goes to dinners and sneaks around like a gremlin and kisses people's butts. He's a modern groom of the stool. I want to believe in Pence. Does a great job, stands for good things. But, you look at all this. I know Bannon's strong, restoring the republic, cutting taxes, empowering the people, breaking the back of collectivism. But this is such a serious situation. We're going to air this today on the radio. We're going to come back and play more of this live on the radio after we go to a break. But here, as I do this live, in this message, directly to President 45 is just this. These people aren't ever going to stop. We have them. And Trump should just do a live speech from the Oval Office the next few days and bring in boards, bring in posters, showing them saying they wiretapped, showing them saying they recorded the Trump Tower, and then show the very same New York Times saying we didn't record Trump Tower, and the same Washington Post saying they didn't do it, and saying they never reported that, and saying you're crazy, you're bad, you're despicable, you're horrible, you're a bad person. I mean, here are some of the quotes. Trump accuses Obama of Nixon Watergate wiretap, but offers no evidence. What? Trump's claim about Obama wiretapping him is indefensible. Sketchy. What the hell are you talking about? What's sketchy is you guys admitting you wiretapped him and then never putting out the specifics, and then you get Congress looking at it, the Intelligence Committee, and they go, there's nothing here. So here's my message to the president and to everybody else. The viewers, the listeners, the activists. I'm personally calling prominent people that are in the libertarian, patriot, pro-human Americana movement. Jesse James sent me a text today, big icon of, you know, gearheads and motorcycle folks and tough guys. Really interesting guy, friend of mine. He sent me a text about something else, and I texted him back, and I said, don't underestimate how important you are as a rallying cry. I want you on this week to fight back. They're trying to bring Trump down. And he said, absolutely, I'll come on. And I called a bunch of other people, and I said, listen, we're in total war mode. I never said, and Trump never said, that it was going to be easy to restore this republic. This is a battle for America, a real fight to try to get the globalists off our backs and have a government that's for the people and lets the people have freedom, private property, prosperity, and practice their own religion or not. The globalists are conquering the planet. They're a bunch of arrogant control freaks. Trump is the blue-collar billionaire that actually cares about the people and realizes it'll create giant wealth and the elites will get even richer. He is a billionaire elitist of the people, a true philanthropist that wants to empower the people through free market, through empowerment, through jobs, because all of his businesses are about service and about a good economy brings the Trump empire success. And he knows the world's going into a controlled depression. And Trump's fighting it with Stephen Bannon, whose writings and speeches are dead on about globalism and how they want to make you poor, because they've all written it and said it. So to the American people, my message to Donald Trump is this: rally the American people. Rallies are great. The media can't ignore them. It's good to do all this, but you now, while you have all your power still, as they try to destroy you, as they prepare to destroy your name so they can physically assassinate you, as this soft coup goes into overdrive, as it peaks, as it accelerates, everything I said in November, everything I said in December, first is what they're now doing. Oh, it's big news, nothing against him, when Mark Levin comes out and says there's a coup against Trump and he needs to move against it. Oh my gosh, today, Mark Levin to Congress, investigate Obama's silent coup versus Trump. Yeah, absolutely. But it's rogue elements of the intelligence agencies. It's all of it. They are in a mode where they knew you had an avalanche, a huge tsunami, a wind. And here's the key to everything. They want to discredit populism. They want to discredit the populist movement worldwide by putting Hillary in. That failed. So now they want to discredit it by destroying.
And thank God we did not get Hillary Clinton. Can you even imagine what would be going on right now if we had Hillary Clinton in the president's office? My God, I can't imagine. More from Alex Jones on the other side, Infowars.com.
But it's rogue elements of the intelligence agencies. It's all of it. They are in a mode where they knew you had an avalanche, a huge tsunami, a wind. And here's the key to everything. They want to discredit populism. They want to discredit the populist movement worldwide by putting Hillary in. That failed. So now they want to discredit it by destroying Trump and destroying Le Pen and destroying Nigel Farage and destroying Vladimir Putin. Whether you think Le Pen or Putin or Farage or Trump are angels or devils or in between, they're symbols of nationalism. They're symbols of hope. They're symbols of countries existing and not being overrun and exploited by the globalists who admit they're doing that. So to everyone out there that's attacked Trump and drunk the Kool-Aid, you're fools. If you have what you want, this will wound nationalism and sovereignty in the human awakening, but it won't stop it. But it will cause a global depression, undoubtedly, that Trump and his advisors and good people inside the intelligence agencies are trying to stop. Look at $3 trillion in the stock market. Look at the best small business numbers since 1984 versus all the other bad numbers. Trump is doing textbook what you do to transfer power from the elite to the people. And shame on all the pseudo-intellectuals and fascistic leftists that don't understand that and don't see that. From the bottom of my red-blooded heart, from my Americana heart, but to my pro-human heart, to all of you. The reason I get so excited about Trump is I study his policies, and 95% of them are solid gold. They're beyond that. It's so nuanced, so perfect, it's incredible. Other parts of it I don't agree with, but then I think he's so good and so much more sophisticated than even I can get, and I research this more than anybody, that I wonder maybe I'm even wrong about that. But this is history happening. There is a war. This is 21st century war going on, and when he says that MSM lying with fake news is an enemy of the American people, it is. When he says that the rogue intelligence agencies are acting like Nazis, lying about him and lying about the press and trying to overthrow an elected government, that's exactly what's happening. They're using Joseph Goebbels' tactics. And when Chucky Schumer and others come out and say, oh, he's attacked all the intelligence agencies, that's another lie. He didn't attack all media. He said a free press is key. He said fake news media lying is the enemy of the American people. It is. It's the media of the occupiers that have hijacked our country, the oligarchs. And it's the same thing when he talks about the intelligence agencies. But this, look at all the so-called liberals that claim they're against power and against the intelligence agencies. Now they all love it because it's a delusional fantasy that they're part of the power structure. President Trump needs to say to the American people, you've been disenfranchised. Elites have hijacked your country. They've sold you out to China and other nations. They have enslaved you. They are trying to make you poor. They admit they want to make you poor. They are lying to you, saying they never wiretapped me and then had made-up intelligence. The House Intelligence Committee says it's not even what they claim is in there. And then they talk to you like you're stupid and say they're not wiretapping when he can rescind the executive orders Obama put in place that allow the illegal wiretapping of our own government. The NSA was caught under Bush and Obama wiretapping Congress and the heads of the intelligence communities to try to blackmail them. This is rogue state and rogue government and rogue corporations puppeteering that government. This is outrageous. 21st century Machiavelli garbage. And then you've got Chucky Schumer and Brennan saying, watch your mouth, President Trump. This is truly a biblical spectacle to see. Let's play a clip from Schumer just a month and a half ago saying the president better watch what he does to these intelligence agencies. And now you see the rogue government that isn't even supposed to be involved, the CIA domestically, with the whole media and 20th Century Fox being caught putting out thousands of fake news articles about Donald Trump saying he hates Mexicans. He cut off aid to California. He met secretly with Putin when it's Hillary and all of them meeting with Putin secretly and being caught. We have Medvedev, too. I forgot that clip. We'll get it queued up after we play Schumer. We have that clip. Remember meeting with Obama? Remember? And also meeting with Medvedev and others, Putin, you name it, saying, don't worry, once I get reelected, I'll be able to do whatever I want. So it's, again, Obama and Medvedev. We have it. We have the clip earlier. They had it pulled up. I saw them when they had it pulled up. Good, we have it queued up. Good. We're live right now with the skeleton crew. The main crew's coming in. So, teleprompter free here, folks. Just fighting hard. Let's go to the clip of Chucky Schumer. Here it is.
On the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what...
So, there you go. And I don't have an earpiece in. We got that all in? Roger, Roger? Fantastic. All right, now let's continue. Let's go ahead and get to the next clip. This is the president of Russia. When Putin was prime minister, they'd exchanged places. Medvedev, if I pronounce his name right. This is a famous meeting where he didn't know a shotgun mic was aimed at him. A long-distance mic, their mics were turned off. But a long-distance mic in the press gallery got him saying, I can do a lot more once I'm reelected, meaning I'm not letting Congress and the people know what I'm planning, but once I get reelected, I can do a lot more. This is truly an off-the-record secret meeting he believes he's having that got caught on tape. But the point is, a president's allowed to say whatever he wants to the Russians, as long as he doesn't sell out U.S. interests like Hillary did at the State Department. The idea that even if Trump survives all this attempt to overthrow him, it's to kill us ever having relations, not just with Russia, but anybody else when the MSM and others tell you that someone's a traitor, if they're an elected president having communications with anybody. So here's part of that famous press conference.
It's my last election. Yeah, after my election, I have more flexibility. Yeah, I understand. I transmit this information to Vladimir and I stand with me.
All right. Now, I know personally that the president likes a slow, smooth briefing of data. But my briefing is here to give people the facts, but also get the American people that are on the couch to understand, rah, this is like a football game. We've got to get excited. But let me give the president a nice, soothing briefing, because I know that's how the president likes it, I'm told. Mr. President, your instincts are obviously on target that Sessions should not have recused himself. And you've got to be asking yourself the question, how is this happening without your authorization? And the answer is, a lot of the men around you, though they're good, they are cowards compared to you. That's not an ass-kissing event. It's a statement of fact. No brag, just fact. And so that's why you've got to absolutely instruct them, as I'm sure you've already done. I'm told you got very, very angry before you left back to Mar-a-Lago, and to tell them that no one is to resign now without doing it to your face, or no one is to recuse themselves without doing it to your face. I know you hire people because they have good backgrounds and you trust them, and then you tell them run their own departments, you're a great delegator. The problem is Sessions is a great guy, not a coward, but he got bullied into this. Same thing with General Flynn, who I know left before you even knew it. I know you're telling the Pentagon, hey, if you know there's Al-Qaeda and you've got them targeted and it's legal, target them. There's moles inside, even if they're mainly good people, that just like Yemen will blow operations just like Kennedy at the Bay of Pigs. They will set you up, Mr. President. You have to green light, and you have to certify, and you have to approve everything, or the traitors will undermine you. I know you have goodwill, and you believe the elite will back off if you create incredible prosperity for everybody and prove you're right. They don't want to grow the economy, sir. They want to implode it and consolidate it. You've run service-based successful companies. They run monopolies, sir, and they're your enemy and they're our enemy. So I salute you for your hard work. I thank you for your courage. It's unprecedented. And the $3 trillion in the stock market and all the new jobs and everything the elite are trying to block. And your tweets are amazing and they're on target, but they take them out of context and claim you haven't shown evidence of them wiretapping. I know they bragged.
That's right, folks. They take everything Donald Trump does and they take it out of context and they try to claim that it's un-American or Russian. Absolutely ridiculous. That's Alex Jones from earlier. We're going to have more of Alex Jones on the other side. Infowarsstore.com. Support this operation, folks.
There's moles inside, even if they're mainly good people, that just like Yemen will blow operations just like Kennedy at the Bay of Pigs. They will set you up, Mr. President. You have to green light, and you have to certify, and you have to approve everything, or the traitors will undermine you. I know you have goodwill, and you believe the elite will back off if you create incredible prosperity for everybody and prove you're right. They don't want to grow the economy, sir. They want to implode it and consolidate it. You've run service-based successful companies. They run monopolies, sir, and they're your enemy and they're our enemy. So I salute you for your hard work. I thank you for your courage. It's unprecedented. And the $3 trillion in the stock market and all the new jobs and everything the elite are trying to block. And your tweets are amazing and they're on target, but they take them out of context and claim you haven't shown evidence of them wiretapping. I know they bragged and said they wiretapped you. It doesn't matter. I know the courts say they refuse their wiretaps, so they're illegal. I understand that. But they're going to snip it out of context and play dumb and lie by omission, so you must put together your own media reports, sir, that aren't just you speaking, but you giving the American people daily briefings. If, Mr. President, I know for a fact, if you give the American people a fireside chat with a briefing and just bring in the media technicians, any competent group can do it. If they claim they can't, they're liars. I and one other person, one other editor, I'm not asking for this job, could come there and put together an hour-long briefing with your information, your analysis, in an hour for you to do a 30-minute briefing. 1 hour, guaranteed, showing everything you say with a document, an article, their own statements, where they can't play dumb and can't act like they don't know what you're talking about. When you show a Pew or, 10 other major studies that 2 to 3 million illegals vote in the 2008 election or the 2012 election, not to mention yours, they can't play dumb. You'll be there. You'll hold up that. Just like you hold up the bills when you sign them. That's the number one thing. You get on the offense. You do what you've already done. I've been saying for months. Point out Hillary with the communist Chinese, Hillary with the Russians. You show Chucky Schumer, as you did Friday, from Drudge and other reports. Again, it's the human intelligence doing the research, showing it. You go to the HUMET, Drudge, Infowars, you name it, Breitbart. You show what's happening, and all the rest of the media follows. Trump tweets photo of Schumer, just as you've called for Pelosi, who said she didn't meet with the Russian ambassador to the United States. Then you show the photo of her indeed across the table from him with the other Russians. So that's how this works. And you know what you're doing. You just don't have, I understand Breitbart is disconnected from Stephen Bannon. He's too busy with policy. I get it. And I understand that, you know, Breitbart's there covering your six with research and documentation. Infowars is not asking for that job. We already have that job of the American people. We're already doing it. And I'm saying, sir, no one has the ratings or Q scores of you. No one has higher viewership than you in your history and media. Again, not kissing your butt, sir. You know it's already true. Schwarzenegger took over your #1 show. He's now been fired. Total loser. Everybody's sick of the old system. They're sick of disingenuous, fake, tough guys that act tough in movies. You're tough. You became the 45th president against overwhelming odds. You kicked the globalist butt. You're restoring the republic. You have the entire New World Order, global combine against you. And a lot of the publicans smart enough to get it, but a lot of us are. We're behind you. You've already damaged them so much exposing their globalist program that no matter what they do to you, it won't destroy the populist movement. And these losers need to know that. But you've got to call for congressional hearings. You've got to have your own hearings. You've got to have your own displays. You've got to counter them every day, 30 minutes at, say, 8 o'clock at night, sir. And you will destroy them. You will have more viewers than the entire MSM combined. We already have more viewers than most of the MSM. Drudge already has more clicks and viewers than all MSM combined. That's Pew Research. The New York Times admits more than Facebook and New York Times combined. I'm bigger than the New York Times online. They're a damn joke. Call them out. We let these facades sit up there and act like they care about the American people or that they're sitting there putting out truth while all they're doing is giving cover for a bunch of criminals that are in the government that have ignored your orders in the Constitution to set the stage to politically demonize you enough to assassinate you physically or to have false witnesses come forward and fake hearings and have you impeached by that pack of cowards in Congress who don't want prosperity. They're a bunch of cowards, 180 degrees from you and I. You remember our more lengthy conversation. The others have been short. When you called me on the Friday after you've been elected 3.5 days later. And you said, thank your listeners, thank everybody, keep up your work. I appreciate what you're doing. I need your support. Thank you. And I said, sir, I know you think you're going to create prosperity and turn America back on. I know the plan. We talked about it previously. But I said, they're coming after you. They're never going to give up because you're the real deal. You care about this country. You're strong. You're honorable. And they are never going to allow you to stop their monopoly until you go on the offense. You must, even though I know it's not the president's position, but make sure you get people in there. They'll carry out justice. He said, very interesting. Hold on 1 minute. He comes back and he goes, let me hear more about this. And I said, well, you already know in your instincts. Don't listen to the people around you. They may be good, but they don't have the courage to go up against the power structure. And if you really want to do this, then cut the taxes, cut the regulations, put the coal plants back on. This is all. He goes, absolutely, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You watch. I'm going to do it. And the president's super smart. When I say dog-like, I mean honorable, true, delivering on what he said. He's like a St. Bernard going to rescue people in the frozen ice or something. I mean, it's sick to watch this guy being attacked by all the scum, and they're just never going to stop because they're after us, the bitter clingers, the Christians, the gun owners, the hard workers. They feed off us, and parasites always have disdain for the host. And Trump can't even roll over, which he won't. Mr. President, I know you'll never roll over or compromise. But even if you did, they're not going to stop. They've got to destroy you forever. I said this many times during the campaign, and now they're saying it. It's a death battle. We're the resistance against their tyranny. They're the resistance against humanity and free markets and open free societies. And I feel so sorry for people that can't see it, that have been caught by this weird demon spirit of the age to just go along with evil and corruption. And just thank God, Mr. President, that we're not the scumbag Obama, the loser of 8 years, the failure, now who thinks he can be the big community organizer down the street from you, who brags it's his plan to bring you down, and the New York Times acts like it's not true. Codify the data each day. Go after them with their own words. Hold up where they admit they were wiretapping your Trump Tower and then show the New York Times saying they're not doing it, just like you've been doing it, and they will fall. But you need a set time every day that you go live. They tried to say, as the president, you shouldn't have a Twitter. Hell, next, you shouldn't have blood flowing through your veins. I mean, God, everybody knows you can't talk to foreign leaders as president, and God knows, you can't breathe oxygen, and God knows you can't have a Twitter. They want to isolate you. They want to lie about you, and they're not going to stop. You put your family, your treasure on the line, they're going to destroy your family if you don't win. And let your family know this. I know they're smart. I know your sons are strong. But let the people in your family know there's no coming back from this. This is total war. They're not going to let your family roll over, even if you're destroyed. Oh, they'll let them roll over at first and then destroy them as well. They're going to destroy you. They're going to destroy Barron. They're going to destroy Eric. They're going to destroy Donald Jr. They're going to destroy me. They're going to destroy Matt Drudge. They're going to destroy Ron Paul. They're going to destroy anybody like Stephen Bannon that actually stood up for the little people, because that example can't be allowed. Because if you let one ant stand up, they might all stand up. And those little ants outnumber the parasites 1,000 to 1. If they want a war, let's let them have it. Now, they're getting their ass kicked in the economy. Your approval ratings are going up. Sir, they don't care. They're going to intimidate and pay off and roll people in your second-level operation to try to burn you. You must go on the offense. This is war. You think George Washington kicked the redcoats' ass just with information? No. We tried to start this country peacefully. They wouldn't let us. And the rebirth of this country, and I want peaceful resistance in the Infowar. But through your office and through the Attorney General, they're already trying to broke back and hamstring. These criminals are all on the Communist, Chinese, and Russian payroll. They're the ones that sold us out to every foreign interest. That's what globalism is. I'm going to have a big Washington insider in studio tomorrow that's here in town I met with about all this stuff today. So get ready for his emergency message to Trump tomorrow. Now, coming up in an hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have the conclusion of Alex Jones' special report on the other side, but they want to shut us down. You know this. Go to Infowars.com/newsletter. Sign up for the Infowars newsletter. We give you special offers at InfoWarsStore.com. Plus, it's a direct source so that they try to shut this show down. We can still reach you with that newsletter. Infowars.com/newsletter. Alex Jones. As I said, we're going to have the conclusion of Alex Jones' special report from earlier, and the conclusion is quite fiery. Classic Alex Jones, if you will. But how can you not be fired up with everything that's going on right now? They are attacking our president. The first president in my life that puts Americans first, the first president in my life whose agenda caters to the people of the United States of America instead of some foreign technocracy with aims of global domination. That's not Donald Trump. That's why he is under so much attack. Of course, you know that we are also under attack. And just like Donald Trump needs us more than ever to stand up for him, we need you more than ever to stand up for us. And you know how to do that, folks. InfoWarsStore.com. We have all kinds of specials going right now. We try to bring you groundbreaking products. I mean, it's almost like a monthly, weekly thing here. We're bringing you a new groundbreaking product. The latest one is our Caveman Paleo Bone Broth formulation. We've got Trump Pence 2020 t-shirts. Both are new products right now. The crew, they can't figure out which one they want to show you. But get your Trump Pence 2020 shirt because, look, if you get the Trump Pence 2020 shirt, you're supporting this broadcast, you're helping us grow, and you're also supporting Donald Trump. And then you wear that shirt out, you can meet like-minded people, and you can tell people why you're wearing the shirt and maybe beat some of the propaganda that they try to force feed them with the mainstream media. So you're killing three birds with one stone. You're funding this operation, you're supporting Trump, you're meeting like-minded people, you're starting a conversation in the three-dimensional world. And Alex said he wanted 1 million of those shirts sold, folks. That's why he's selling them at pretty much the price that we pay for them. I don't know. We maybe take a dime out of that, but we pretty much just sell that right back to you at the price we pay. And that's because we want this shirt on the streets. We want to get the message out there. That's why Infowars.com exists, folks, to spread the message of liberty, to spread the message of truth and justice. Infowarsstore.com. Please support us. Sign up for the newsletter, Infowars.com/newsletter. Now, before we get back to Alex Jones on the other side of this break talking about the attacks from the deep state on Donald Trump, of course, it goes beyond the deep state. It's the shadow government. But just look at some of the guys that are coming out right now against Donald Trump with this wiretapping claim. Now, James Comey is heading Drudge right now. Comey asked Justice Department to reject Trump's wiretapping claim. Now, I find this funny. So James Comey, has James Comey done an investigation? Does James Comey know for a fact that there was no wiretapping, even though we know for a fact there was wiretapping? They even admitted it. They were trying to look for ties with Russian banks and Donald Trump, so they wiretapped him. They found nothing. They continued to do it. We know this went on. And, I also have to say, Marco Rubio is not exactly coming out against Trump, obviously like he was during the election cycle. However, little Marco, do you remember what you said during the debates, little Marco? Barack Obama is a president that knows exactly what he's doing. He's the bad guy. He knows exactly what he's doing. I'm quoting you, little Marco. So do you think that Obama knew exactly what he was doing when he was tapping Trump Tower? Oh, and you can play semantics if you want. Oh, but it wasn't Obama. It was these guys or this or that or that. Please. You don't think Barack Obama knew what was going on? You don't think that he was keeping Hillary Clinton's campaign in the know? Give me a break. But you know what? There's this overarching thing that is even more funny. Folks, the NSA spies on all of us. Okay? No crap that they were wiretapping Donald Trump. They've got all the files. They're wiretapping everybody. James Clapper was already being held with contempt for lying about that. So they're just trying to lie on top of lie. More from Alex Jones on the other side. Infowarsstore.com. Support this broadcast.
We're hearing clips of this. We got a bunch of special reports. Paul Watson's report on the idiocy of all this. But to the American people and to everybody that's an activist and everybody that's a liberty lover, you better get online now. You better call in the talk radio and C-SPAN, and you better call Congress, and those phones better melt down. They were going to have the Syrian war, but our own military came out and said, we're not going to back al-Qaeda that became ISIS. We're not going to back this evil. And the American people said, hell yeah, we're not for it either. We need our military now to cover their faces up like they did with signs saying, I'm with Trump. The globalists are the traitors. Stop the coup against Trump. We need the American people to get behind the military and the patriots and the intelligence agencies that are the majority, but not the top. Trump's gotten one deep of his people in. The next, second, third, and fourth layer are globalists. And they all need to be purged. It'd be better to have none of them there than to have them in place right now as they block him getting people hired into place. We got a beachhead in D.C., folks, but our republic is under total, unmitigated attack. This is the second battle for the republic, even more important than the first that began in 1776. This is history happening now. And it's time for everybody to be like John Hancock when they signed that Declaration of Independence. It was a death warrant for many. He signed his name the biggest at the bottom because he wanted him to know who he was. Don't sign this thing little. Don't think, don't be involved. Keep your head down. That's the way to get ahead. That's how nations of slaves like North Korea are born. Poor people. In Venezuela, place like that. America is about standing up and being seen and being heard. And stop letting the majority of people spread the word or buy the products. We've got a shirt out right now that is the new shirt. Trump pins 2020, to be seen in the streets, to stand up to the bullies, to meet like-minded people, to let them know they're not going to shut us up. It is so critical that everyone get the shirt at InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139. And yeah, we're selling thousands today. It isn't about the damn money. They're $9.95. It's about defeating the globalists. It's about putting it in their face. And if they kill Trump, I'm going to wear Trump shirts even more. Oh, look, your leader got impeached. Your leader got killed. Let me tell you something. There's a good chance they're going to blow his head off. They're going for broke. I told you months ago they're going to build this Russia thing more and more. If Trump gives into the fear, starts going, when it's not true, it's over. Trump didn't do that, but his own underlings are. Thinking if they act nice, everything will be okay. No, everyone that signed on to Trump is now committed. That's why I'm so committed. And you see every enemy, every scumbag, every globalist, every piece of filth out there, every dumbass on the street, every loser who buys into every new scam against Trump. It's a test. Because if we reject Trump and we reject Le Pen and we reject all the nationalist movements happening, you see what the globalists mean. 5 million jihadis flooding Europe, hundreds of thousands here, open borders, disease allowed to come in, unfettered, burrowing in, attacking the family, saying you can't say mother or father. It's a total cult of control freaks that are out to dominate alpha females and alpha males. It's a culture based on dehumanization by sick, fallen, twisted people that want to dominate the species in some act of vandalism. It's Satanism. And for all Trump's problems, which really aren't many, but everybody's a sinner, he's not out to get you. He wants prosperity. And if we reject this, then we're going to come out of it, but it's going to be a much harder road. This is like a chance to go a detour around the really bad stuff. And we're at the detour right now. Better make that turn. Better make that right turn. Because let me tell you, we go down into what's right in front of us, only the most wild-eyed crazed of us are ready for it. Because let me tell you, I'm not worried about going down that road. It's going to be all the slugs and all the cowards and all the dumbasses that are going to find out what happens when the veneer of civilization gets ripped back. And that it's the law of the jungle then. And all you jellyfish that have been living artificially off our good graces and our kindness, those that took our kindness for weakness, you're going to be devoured by your own. Vengeance will not be delivered by me. Vengeance will be delivered by God Almighty. And history shows it. It's a mathematical equation. So understand this. You have been warned. 2 hours and 15 minutes. We'll be live. Infowars.com/show. It's an info war. Spread that link in a savage way.
And the war has now gone right to the White House, folks. And it's just amazing to think how this is all happening. It's so obvious. I mean, this is civil war, folks. This is literally civil war. And most people can't wrap their heads around it. And it's so hard. And Alex just filed that great report breaking it all down, the complete double standards of the Democrats and the Russian thing and how the deep state is trying to take down Donald Trump. Understand something, folks. I said this at the top of the show. I'm going to say it again because this is the true story. And if people can see through the fake news, if they can see through the virtue signaling, then they will see what they already see going on, which is the civil war. But they'll see it for what it is. See, right now the mainstream media wants to paint everything that's going on as if Trump is the bad guy. Trump is the one that we need to keep out of power because he's the detriment to this country. When in fact, you probably already know this. It's the powers that be, it's the forces that be that are trying to keep Trump down, trying to delegitimize Trump's presidency that is the real threat to this country. And people can see the civil war now, folks. It's undeniable. You can't deny it now. How are you going to deny everything that's going on when you've got Obama and Trump basically in a civil war right now? When you've got Democrats and Trump basically in a civil war right now? When you've got the March for Trump yesterday and you've got protesters running around in black with their faces covered trying to beat up Trump supporters? This is the civil war. And you need to understand something, folks. You need to empower yourselves because this is our time right now. We have Trump in office. We have the providence. We have the power of truth, the gravity of truth. And the people that come out and protest in the streets are nothing. They can get blown over like paper in the wind. But if we're not standing up for Trump in the face of all the mainstream news, all the political establishment, the Obamas, the Pelosi's, the Schumers, if we don't show Trump in full force that we have his back through this, if we don't show the American people out there who are clueless to what's going on, that we're standing up against Trump no matter what propaganda they try to throw at them, then we will be defeated. And that's why this is our battle, folks. And all of these headlines, again, people can't deny this anymore. Who are you going to believe? Obama denies Trump's sensational Nixon Watergate phone tap accusation. This is from the Daily Mail. And, of course, again, Obama will try to play semantics. He'll say, well, if somebody was wiretapping Trump, it wasn't my order. It wasn't my command. I didn't even know. Because, of course, we know that the wiretap and they're spying on everybody, folks. Again, this is like a you-know-what Sherlock situation. The Sun, this is Watergate. Barack Obama denies ever ordering surveillance on any U.S. citizen following bombshell accusations. But hold on a second, because let's recall, this is a breaking story from November of last year. Lawmakers renew calls for James Clapper perjury charges. So just like Obama is going to sit here, now Obama, it can't be charged for perjury, unless I guess he went and made a statement in front of a court. But remember, Clapper came out and said that there was no branch of government that is spying on the American people. Okay? So, of course, that turns out to be a lie. So perhaps Clapper is guilty of perjury. So just remember, folks, whenever these people come out and they say this stuff, they've been caught lying before. They're lying to you now. And every time that they've tried to smear Donald Trump, it's completely fallen through. It can't hold water. Even a former Bush attorney general says that Trump was likely right about surveillance. They're surveilling all of us. You know this. Paul Joseph Watson will be on the other side talking about this. Owen Schroyer, Alex Jones Show. We will be right back.
So Trump gave a well-received speech, and even CNN's polls were showing a huge upswing in popularity. Must be time to bring back the vast Russian conspiracy theory. Jeff Sessions spoke with the Russian ambassador Sergei Kislyak, which was part of his job as a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. The shock, the horror. How dare he? I mean, it's not like Russian ambassador Sergei Kislyak visited the Obama White House 22 times. It's not like Russian ambassador Sergei Kislyak sat with and spoke with top Democrats at Trump's speech just a few days ago. But Democrat Claire McGaskill says she never met with a Russian ambassador as a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, despite back in January 2013 tweeting that she was off to meet the Russian ambassador. And here's a picture of her meeting with the Russian ambassador. I mean, meeting with Russians is just awful. Who would do such a thing? Maybe if Jeff Sessions had just sold 20% of America's uranium to Russia, like Hillary Clinton did in return for a $2 million Clinton Foundation payoff, in addition to a $500,000 check for Bill Clinton giving a speech in Moscow, maybe only then Democrats wouldn't be complaining, because they damn sure didn't complain about that. But Jared Kushner and Michael Flynn met with Russian Ambassador Kislyak in December. Oh my God. Oh wait, even the New York Times says it's, quote, common and not improper for transition officials to meet with foreign officials. But Sessions had to recuse himself, just like Loretta Lynch had to recuse herself after meeting privately with Bill Clinton. Oh wait, that didn't happen. Let's cut the BS. This is about two things. One, the hysterical left is still in denial about losing the election. They're so pompous, they can't entertain for a second that they lost the political argument. So they're still trapped in this neurotic hysteria that can only be satiated by maintaining the echo chamber of the vast Russian conspiracy theory. As Brendan O'Neill writes, the spectre of Putinite meddling is now blamed for everything that doesn't go the liberal elite's way. Brexit, Trump, Italy, Le Pen, Geert Wilders. It couldn't possibly be, because we have the better arguments, right? No, it has to be Russian conspiracy theory. This is neo-McCarthyist paranoia, mixed with hysterical self-entitlement and supreme arrogance. The fact remains that despite all the whining, all the hand-wringing, all the delirium, no evidence whatsoever has been presented that Russia hacked the election. No evidence has ever been presented that any of Trump's team had improper meetings with Russians. Nothing. Zip. Nada, zilch. And the second aspect of what this is all about, Trump's anti-globalist message and his vow to end unnecessary wars, represents an existential threat to the deep state and the military-industrial complex.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
That's why partisan intelligence agents keep leaking information. This is about the total sabotage of the Trump administration. Now the deep state has formed an alliance with the left to pick off Trump loyalists one by one. People like General Flynn and Jeff Sessions because they're not globalists. They really believe in Trump's America First mandate. Look at who replaced Flynn. General McMaster, a CFR member and a member of other globalist bodies. Look at who dominates Trump's foreign policy team. Half of them are Council on Foreign Relations members. Fiona Hill, CFR. Katie McFarland, CFR. Carter Page, CFR. Joel Rayburn, CFR. Kenneth Juster, CFR. Christopher Ford, CFR. Yale Lempert, CFR. I could go on and on. The CFR is the deep state. That's the globalist fifth column within the administration. They're trying to force out loyalists so they can isolate Trump and surround him with globalists. So he's totally ineffectual. Kushner and Bannon will be targeted next, before they try to topple Trump himself. They're so desperate to sabotage Trump, they're even trying to get the author of the fake news Pissgate dossier to testify before the Senate. Barack Obama has also set up a nerve center 2 miles from the White House. According to reports, his goal is to oust Trump from the presidency, either by forcing his resignation or through impeachment. This is a concerted effort across the board to delegitimize, sabotage, and eventually overthrow the Trump administration. How can Trump counter this? Well, for one, his administration can stop caving and apologizing to deep state bullies and contrived leftist hysteria. Stop treating sellout Republicans and rhinos like John McCain and Marco Rubio with any respect. They don't deserve it. The establishment GOP only knows about apologizing and losing. They have no power. And stop even acknowledging contrived controversies whipped up by the biased fake news media. They're widely hated and their credibility is in the toilet. Polls show that more Americans trust Trump. And above all, purge your administration of this globalist fifth column. There can be no compromise. These people literally want to overthrow a democratically elected government. They don't have the moral high ground. You have the moral high ground. You are on the right side of history.
And that's the bottom line, folks. That's the bottom line. All of this is showing the seriousness of Trump and the desperation of the globalists. See, they've never had anybody like Trump who's gotten in power, who's an actual stalwart to their globalist agenda. Not only Trump is a stalwart, he's an absolute champion for America, an absolute champion for nationalism, and an absolute champion for the return of just realism, non-PC, shoot you straight, tell it like it is, nationalism. And again, this is the most important point to this, folks. And this is what everybody needs to realize. You need to let this sink in, and you need to have this sink in to all of your friends and family out there who are never Trumpers. The only end to this movement against Trump is total overthrow. The only end to this movement against Trump is the repudiation of our democratic process by the establishment. The only end is the complete just removal of our republic. So understand that. That's why this is a civil war, folks. If they can get rid of Donald Trump, they can do anything. They already tried to rig a vote. That's how pathetic these people are. They can't even win a rigged election, folks. So by the grace of God, they're so pathetic they can't win a rigged election. We get Donald Trump in, and now in a plea of desperation, they keep saying, look at this guy. He meets with Russia. Sessions met with Russia. Flynn met with Russia. Oh, but then they all meet with Russia. Oh, we never wiretapped anyone in the Trump administration. Oh, well, then where did you get those Flynn leaks? You see this, folks? Oh, yeah, nobody's spying on Donald Trump. Meanwhile, the NSA spies on everybody. You know that. How are you going to buy these lies? We're going to have more on the other side. Owen Schroyer filling in for Alex Jones. This is the Alex Jones Show, Infowars.com. Owen Schroyer filling in for Alex Jones here on a Sunday. We've got 2 more segments left. You know, they keep saying there's no spying on Donald Trump. This is ludicrous, even though we have the orders for the wiretap, so we know they were doing it, even though we know the NSA is spying on all of us via whistleblowers and the Patriot Act. So we know all of this is going on, but they're still going to say, it's just like the same thing. Oh, he's meeting with Russians. Oh, my gosh. Oh, what will we do? And then you show the people that are sitting there bitching and crying about Sessions or Flynn or Trump meeting with Russians, and they're meeting with Russians all day long. And then you got this video. No one's spying on Trump. Look at these reporters totally spying on him, videotaping into the White House. I'm not even sitting here mad like this is going on. Honestly, it's just that it's so hypocritical. It's such a double standard, and it just shows you how arrogant and out of touch with reality these people are. Oh, no one's spying on Trump, as they're spying on everybody, spying into the White House. Oh, Trump is a Russian agent. Look, his cabinet's meeting with Russians, as they're all meeting with Russians. This is the lunacy. Now, just real quick, I want to play this clip of Claire McCaskill. A lot of people don't probably know who Claire McCaskill is. She's from my home state of Missouri. She's one of these never-Trumpers. She's on Capitol Hill crying all the time about Trump and his agenda. Just so you know who Claire McCaskill really is, let me just give you this little clip.
Hello, I'm Senator Claire McCaskill. As one of just 20 women currently serving
Claire
in the
McCaskill.
Senate, it's important to me to encourage more women to run for office. But equally
even if they're Hillary
is
Clinton.
encouraging more men to sometimes just shut the hell up.
Oh, like me?
It's not that women don't value your thoughts. It's just that we don't value all of them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. How about this, Claire McCaskill? I don't value you, period. Okay? So there you go. So there's Claire McCaskill for you. If you're a man, you need to just shut the hell up. That's such a loving little senator. I'll tell you what, Claire. I'm not going to shut the hell up. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask the giant mass audience of people that we have. I'm going to ask you to go to InfoWarsStore.com and look at the Trump-Pence 2020 shirt. That's what we're going to do. You want us to shut up? We're going to get even louder right in your face, Claire McCaskill. And I don't even know how you actually win ever in an election. I think your time is short there. But you know what, folks? Here's the deal. They want to shut us up. They want to shut us down. And the louder you are, the more vocal you are, the more visual you are in the three-dimensional reality for Trump, the more winning we're going to have. The dumber these politicians are going to look. The more failure the never-Trumpers are going to endure. But you know what? Hey, after you get your Trump-Pence t-shirt, check out the new Caveman formula. Check out Super Male Vitality. Check out Brain Force. Check out Survival Shield X2, my favorite product from Infowars.com, a life-changing product. You're seeing all these ads on TV now talking about telomeres. We had the original product for telomeres. We have the best product for telomeres with our breakthrough DNA Force. So all kinds of stuff. Knockout for sleep aid, vitamin D, winter sun, all kinds of great supplements, folks. If you're a supplement head like me, you're going to find something on there that you like. I guarantee you that. And remember, you can go to Infowars.com/newsletter and you get exclusive discounts. Exclusive discounts when you go to Infowars.com/newsletter. Sign up for that newsletter, and we email you exclusive discounts. I know right now, 50% off Living Defense if you sign up for the newsletter. 50% off, folks. Those are the type of offers you're going to get if you sign up for this newsletter. So that's what we do. We want to keep you informed, and then when you want to give you great discounts. Can you believe that? We just must be the most racist, sexist Russians that you've ever heard of in your life. All right, so when you fund us, what do? We go to events. We bring you more coverage. We hire more reporters. And yesterday, the March for Trump was in Austin, Texas. I was out there with a couple cameramen, Millie Weaver and Ashley Beckford. And for the most part, in Austin, it was a great march, folks. And It was pouring rain the entire day, okay? It was absolutely miserable with the rain, and we still got about 1,000 people, if not more, I would say, to come out for this march. Totally peaceful people, the most loving people I've ever met in my life. I remember I was talking to, I think he maybe was of Asian descent, I don't know, a college student, and he was an LBGT student for Trump, and he was standing out there, and we were talking to him, and he's like, you know, they keep saying that Trump hates gay people. They keep saying that Trump hates minorities, but I'm out here as a gay minority, and I'm getting nothing but love. I was talking to Latinos. They said the exact same thing. You can see some of the B-roll that we were just showing if you're a TV viewer from that march. The coolest part about it, actually, this is the best footage. You can see how it's just pouring on us. We marched through the heart of downtown Austin, thousands of Trump supporters, all with their Trump flags, their American flags. You've never seen a more patriotic event, folks. Just flags everywhere, red, white, and blue everywhere. And we went right through the heart of liberal Austin. And I actually saw a lot of the people who were at the bars and at the restaurants there looking at us, and they were kind of shocked. They were like, whoa, this is actually kind of cool. Look at all those patriots. Look at all those flags. These people are out here in the streets marching in unity. Wow. Of course, the mainstream news pretty much ignored all of that, didn't they? Yeah. But what they never ceased to ignore is the Trump protesters who decided to rear their ugly heads again. Of course, we had Antifa, who was out here in Austin. About 12 of them decided to show up. You know, there was a veteran who was speaking, and she was delivering an absolutely powerful speech. Honestly, it would bring chills to your spine. And she was delivering such a powerful speech that these protesters decided they were going to start chanting obscenities, screaming foul language, doing foul gestures to try to disrupt her speech. And it was really sad that they did that. And of course, you know, this woman just happened to be black. You know, so who's the real racist here as a bunch of white Antifa protesters are out here protesting? Here's a video for TV viewers if you're watching this. This woman comes out of the bar. This was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Comes out of the bar and starts throwing food at people. What is wrong with you? Hey, you know there's people starving that would enjoy that food, and you just decided to throw it at fellow Americans. And then she did the Sarah Silverman butt plug thing. I'm not exaggerating, folks. See, there it is right there. There's your Sarah Silverman influence. And then she tries to assault Millie Weaver as well. Yeah. So these are some of the most ugly, pathetic people, the never Trumpers. And they were out everywhere. And what does the media cover, folks? What does the media cover? All they cover is the Trump protesters. Now, it's reached a point, especially with this march, where they can't show any peaceful protesters against Trump, folks. There were none with the March for Trump. All they do is show up dressed in black. They cover their face with their masks, and then they show up and they try to start trouble. They throw things at people. They try to, you know, there's the stuff from California. This is, of course, at Berkeley. Where's Robert Reich? Robert Reich out in Berkeley, yeah. You think Robert Reich is proud of this? Oh, but you know what? In fact, do we have this clip? Yeah, let's roll this clip. So you've got the peaceful Trump march going on. Some of the most amazing people you can ever meet, folks. Honestly, I just want to say, it's been so amazing. You fund this broadcast. Alex Jones sends me on the road, and I seriously meet the most unbelievable people at these Trump rallies. Honestly, I love all of you guys. You are so amazing. So we've got the amazing Trump supporters out, the patriots marching in the streets for Trump in unity, in peace, trying to bring this country together. And then you get the hateful Trump protesters coming out trying to disrupt it. And then you get Loretta Lynch coming out and saying this. Go ahead to that Loretta Lynch clip, guys. You have that ready? Unbelievable that Loretta Lynch, in the face of the violent Trump protest, would come out and make a statement saying more marching is needed. Of course, you got the same thing with Robert Reich at Berkeley. You guys have Loretta Lynch ready to go here? So let's take Loretta Lynch to break. In the face of violent marches, this is what she says.
I know that this is a time of great fear and uncertainty for so many people. I know it's a time of concern.
Yeah, for you, you criminal.
See our rights being
it's an uncertain time for you. You're going to jail.
I know that this is difficult.
You met illegally.
This has never been easy. We have all.
Yeah, that's right. You've never had America stand up to you.
Forward to achieve the great ideals of our family.
You're done. You're done.
I think he's right in that there was surveillance and that it was conducted at the behest of the attorney of the Justice Department through the FISA court.
And what do you base that on?
I base that on news reports that you mentioned in the last spot. I also base it on a kind of inadvertent blurting out by Adam Schiff that his committee wants to talk to the counterintelligence agents at the FBI who were involved in this. Now, what that means is that this is part not of a criminal investigation, but of an intelligence gathering investigation. It's got two functions. They investigate crimes and they gather intelligence. They started gathering intelligence in 2008 based on guidelines that we put in place. They apparently tried to get a wiretap based on their criminal investigation function in June. That was turned down. They then tried to get and got an order permitting them to conduct electronic surveillance in October. This is October of 2016. So that's when apparently that's when.
Oh, I'm sure Obama didn't know.
On news reports as well,
and on Adam Schiff.
On Adam Schiff,
right.
And it's obvious.
Let me start with the president's
Now here's Clapper.
tweets.
A known liar.
This idea that maybe President Obama ordered an illegal wiretap of his offices.
So after
something like
McCasey breaks it down, here's Clapper.
I would certainly hope so. I can say, obviously, I can't speak officially anymore. But,
obviously, I'm not a truth teller.
I will say that for the part of the national security apparatus that I oversaw as DNI, there was no such wiretap activity mounted against the president-elect at the time, or as a candidate.
Oh, so you're just clueless.
Campaign. I can't speak for other Title III authorized.
Okay, so that's enough of Clapper. So Clapper is just up here then admitting he's completely clueless, I suppose. There was no wiretapping. I've never heard of wiretapping. In fact, that doesn't even go on. We don't get any intelligence through wiretapping. I don't know how they got the Flynn leaks or anything like that, but we don't wiretap anyone. Oh, but it's on record. So what is Obama and Clapper doing if they don't even know that this is going on? Who's running this wiretapping? Obama, he has no clue. James Clapper, he's denying it. But of course, remember, folks, this is James Clapper, who everyone was expecting to resign because he's guilty of perjury, when he said that no, the National Security Agency does not collect any type of data at all on Americans. So he just openly lied about that. We know that that's going on. Look at the Patriot Act. Look at the NDAA signed by Obama. Look at Snowden. Look at the WikiLeaks. Look at everything. We know this is going on. They're spying on everybody. Yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, folks, who lives in the current year and is so naive to think that with everything going on, they're not going to be spying on Donald Trump? Are you kidding me? Are you that brainwashed? You really don't think this is going on? Of course this is going on. So just remember, even though we know for a fact that they were spying on Trump, James Clapper says he's going to deny it, just like he denies that the NSA exists, pretty much. I mean, so just know who to trust and who not to trust. And James Clapper is one that you certainly do not trust. Now, I wanted to bring these stories to the light before we signed off today because this is serious stuff, and this should be a bipartisan or a nonpartisan issue talking about immigration reform and having a strong border, because they want to pretend that when Donald Trump does a speech or says anything about illegal immigrants coming here and committing acts of violence, they want to sit here and act like it doesn't exist, or that Trump is racist, or that it's all okay, it's all being blown out of proportion. Well, no, folks. In fact, look at this sad story. This is from Breitbart. Honestly, I don't even know how you report on this. Texas girl raped, one killed by illegal alien Satanists. So 2 MS-13 gang members over a period of several weeks are here illegally in the United States, kidnapped and raped at least 2 young girls, and of course murdered another one of them. And when they're in court, they're bragging, they're smiling, they're waving to the cameras. This is a big joke to them. They are people that kidnap and murder girls in an act of Satanism, folks. These are illegal immigrants, gang members in this country raping and murdering women and children. I mean, I'm sorry that I get so fired up about this. I'm sorry that I get ticked off when Loretta Lynch is up here telling people to protest in the street when I got people violently rioting and looting. And then I got criminal, crooked Loretta Lynch here meeting on airplanes illegally telling you to keep protesting against Trump. And then they'll tell you that Trump is a racist while you got illegal gang members coming here worshiping Satan, raping and murdering women and children. That is disgusting. How can they even be on this side of reality? Excuse me. How dare Donald Trump want a border to protect us from illegal Satanists raping and murdering children? How dare he? We got Alex Jones with us right now. Let's go to Alex Jones.
Well, Owen, I want to say great job. You know, my plan has been to get a good stable of folks that are smart, patriotic, know what's going on, like David Knight and yourself, to obviously launch more shows here in the near future. We're getting very, very ready to go to the next level, folks. That's why the enemy's attacking us. But, ladies and gentlemen, they bragged that they were spying on him. They bragged right after he was elected, and the head of the House Intelligence Committee, Nunes, who has the highest level security clearance, he was as high as the president's, came out and said, we looked at it, there's not even phone calls. There's nothing. There's nothing pre-November 8th. Of course, Trump's not involved with the risk. He doesn't even know how to deal with our government. And the point is that they think everybody's dumb. They're doing all this because they're desperate, and it shows they're not going to quit. How would they commit these Nixon beyond crimes, then try to blame Trump with it, and then they're the ones all getting in trouble? Trump is all about business. He knows to follow the rules. He knows that's how you get ahead. That's how you're long-term. These are all a bunch of crooks who have chips on their shoulders, communist,
counting on the ignorance of the American people.
Oh, absolutely. But, I mean, it's just Chicago commies and dirtbags and weirdos who, even when they got control of the country, wanted to burn it up even though it was theirs. I mean, they're just uncool people, and they're a bunch of crooks, and the age of Trump and the age of nationalism is here, but you're just on fire, so I'm really proud of the work you and the whole crew are doing. I want to thank all the listeners for their prayers and support because, folks, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I'm not at liberty to tell you about quite yet. But let me just tell you something. You are living in total history. Everybody knows it. It feels like it's surreal because this is such an incredible time. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the resistance. When I say that, it isn't patronizing. I said it 1,000 times. You literally are it. You're the power. Your prayers, your action, you're calling into C-SPAN, calling in here, talking to people at church, getting involved, running for office, going and speaking at city council. Whatever you do, let them know we're the majority. Let them know. This is a fight for America. This wouldn't be happening if Trump wasn't real, folks, but I don't just trust that. I go to what he's doing. It is unbelievably just, unbelievably good, unbelievably common sense, unbelievably good for Main Street. And it's just so good to see somebody stand up like a champion for us who's not a piece of crap that wants to sell people out, and then to see him attacked by all these demons and people who we all know are horrible scum, and to claim he's a Russian when they're the ones literally sold out to communist China. Russia was like China. I'd say they were bad. Russia can barely get its act together. Russia kicked the oligarchs out, though, and that's better than we've done so far. So Russia is better than America because it kicked the New World Order out, but only on that front. If we kick the New World Order out, these people have nowhere to run. And I want to link up with Russia and Japan and the UK and other people and help the euro be imploded because it's tyrannical, and help restore human liberty and freedom. We can have a global council, of nations that come together where everything's transparent, where big corporations aren't making deals. These people stole the country. They're a bunch of con men who know they're going to get in trouble, and they believe they're so arrogant that they all get together in groups and decide to commit crimes. They're going to get away with it. Listen, you idiots, you kill Trump, we win. You get out of his way, we win. The only way we can't defeat you is you were smart enough to join him and then try to manipulate things, but you're not even that smart. You're scumbags that inherited what people built before you. So, I'm going to let you take things back over here, but, so folks, if everybody just gets the T-shirt for $9.95, it says Trump 2020, Trump 2020, America First is 7076 on the back, Infowars.com. It will change the world. You have to have that in physical on the ground to counter all their censorship, all the rest of it. If everybody starts wearing those out everywhere, it'll be a chain reaction. Everybody else is going to copy them, which is what I want, okay? I just need them to be out there on the news. We're going to have more contests, but I don't even have the money. Just get on the news peacefully with the Trump-Pence 2020. Get that out there. It's a war, folks. We need you. You are the answer. And God bless the Infowars and all the things they've done. We don't ever have the time to thank them properly. But I'm just telling you, you know who you are. Of every race, color, and creed, we're all human beings. I love you, and Trump loves you, and we want to have a future. We want prosperity together. We're not perfect, but we're not out to get you. Okay? And we're just here fighting as hard as we can. And look how far Infowars has come.